So many people call me lucky, but I tell you what I've learned is you make your own luck. And there's this certain formula that if you do it and you do it with integrity, things starts coming to you. So this is what I found. When you put a plan together and you commit to doing the right thing, you get these coincidences that I've talked about. And you'll learn after a while there's no such thing as coincidences even, and you begin to attract things into your life. So now when I tell you the story, I certainly, I wasn't telling you the story to impress you, but I want to tell you a story to impress upon you something. I'm going to tell you what I learned, and this is a very important message for you to learn. When you graduate from here, no one cares if you're successful. You need to know that. When you graduate from this college, and I hope you do, nobody cares in the real world if you're successful, besides these teachers and your parents. It's just ruthless. I'm just going to be honest with you, right? And I have some lessons I want to go through real quickly that might be helpful to you. What I learned is that there's more in every single one of us. Maybe we just need a wake-up call. Maybe you shouldn't wait for your wake-up call, by the way, and maybe start one yourself, one that inspires you to think bigger and get more out of life. I learned that the power of personal accountability, owning it without excuses, a commitment to excellence, and paying the price. What is your personal contract that you're going to make with yourself? I wonder how many people in this room, when they go to bed tonight, they're going to think about something. You know what? I want to fly around with Bill Gates. I want to do incredible things in life. I'm going to write my own contract. I'm going to write down when I get to my room tonight, how am I planning on showing up to Lawrence Tech, right? I became self-aware as well. I knew I had a handicap, by the way. I just didn't know what to call it. And heck, we all have some kind of weakness or handicap, right? But it usually forces us to get by through developing and excelling in other traits. And I recognize my traits, and I certainly leverage them. Here's my question to you. What are your traits? I want you to take time and identify your core strengths and differentiating capabilities. What are you good at? What becomes natural to you? What's easy for you to do? And what other people say you do really good? What do you enjoy doing? Think about that as you're going through this experience so you start going in the right direction that will fulfill you. Okay? I learned humility and to ask for help when you need it, and God knows I needed it, and I got all the help. People, when you put the effort in, there's a million people that want to help you. And when you don't, there's not a lot. So I learned to be open-minded. I talked to you about that's the real definition of diversity, and you can get knowledge from anybody. And you need to get knowledge from people that have a different perspective. I learned to enjoy the journey and knowing you never get to a destination. Just set new goals. I believe in the sowing and reaping. It's a law. It's a fundamental law. So if you put in with integrity, you'll get back. And I learned to dream and not let anybody negatively influence your dream. Confidence is king, and a positive attitude is everything. And I learned to take action and get out of my comfort zones. I learned that passion and emotion evokes the law of attraction. And lastly, as I close, I learned to believe in me and expect to succeed. In fact, I burned the boats. There was no other option in me, in my vocabulary, except for graduating from Central Michigan University. In short, I thought I could, so I did. So here's my closing message from your final speaker. I had a 1.7, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish, right? I learned to sacrifice and to be hungry. It's not a little game anymore for you folks. It's the real game, the game of life. And you get to decide how it plays out. What a cool thing. You get to decide how it plays out. What a beautiful country we live in. You get to own the outcome. So Thomas Friedman said what? Be hungry. Act like you just landed on Ellis Island, you have no money, like many of our families did, right? And Sarah Barkley, she told us to believe in herself with conviction. She believed she could, so she did. She was persistent. And lastly, my story was about personal accountability. Own your experience and the outcomes. Don't blame anybody else, and your motto should be, I own this. So that's my advice for you to start your journey. In closing, you heard the theme. Are you hungry? Do you believe in yourself? And are you accountable? And when you do this, as I said, the theme, anything's possible. I want to thank Doctor for everything that he does for this university and for inviting me here. I wish you the best on your exciting journey. My email address, if you're interested in emailing me, I'll give you my personal email, is jfikany@hotmail.com. You know my name from the brochure. It's just @hotmail.com. I'd love to see how your journey's going and get feedback from this talk as well. So now you're all Blue Devils. Welcome, Blue Devils. So I would suggest if your parents are here, hit them up for some money, go to the company store and logo up. Wear that blue and white like the tie that I got on right now, and be fired up with the spirit that I know you're going to have. And remember, believe in yourself and anything's possible. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.